afternoon. Afternoon to all of you. So I'm Dr. Pooja Patra Nagpal, and I'm here to tell you about mentoring and counseling activity in higher education. So, ma'am, are you able to see my slides?
Yes, ma'am, the slides are visible, ma'am. You have to
Okay,
just present it in slideshow mode, ma'am.
it's already in slideshow mode, ma'am.
Okay.
So,
But
can you
it's not
see my
visible
first
in
slide?
slideshow mode.
Is it moving?
No, ma'am, the slides are not moving also.
Let me
I'll
share
do
it.
one thing, ma'am. Can I share from my end, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Is it fine, ma'am?
Yeah, fine. Okay. So we are going to start with mentoring and counseling activities in higher education. First of all, I would like to define what is mentoring basically. Mentoring is a supportive and development relationship between an experienced individual, that is mentor, and the less experienced one, that is the mentee. We are aiming at the personal and professional growth of our mentee. So mentor and mentee both are there. A relationship between mentor and mentee terms as mentoring activity. So what about the counseling? So if we are just going to give you a formal definition for the counseling. So counseling involves providing guidance, support, and advice to individual in helping them navigating their academic and personal and career challenges. Basically, both are terms like similar terms, mentoring and counseling, but there is a slight difference between the two. In further slides, I would like to discuss about the difference between the two. So, what is the importance of these mentoring activities and counseling activities in higher education? Both have play very crucial role in enhancing students' success, well-being, and academic achievement in higher education. Ma'am, can you move to next slide? Yeah. So, what are the objective of SIM? Why do we just go for this mentoring and counseling activities? So, I would like to discuss about the objectives of mentoring activities. So, academic support, basically, they provide guidance on coursework, study strategies, and academic planning related thing. It may be kind of syllabus. Whenever a student needs some kind of academic things like syllabus and all other notes, etc., that comes under our academic support. So mentoring first, or you can say main objective is to provide academic support. Next is career guidance. Career guidance more comes under the activity of counseling, but in terms of mentoring, when we are talking about mentoring objective, career guidance is also part of the same. So assisting students in exploring career paths, setting goals, and developing skills necessary for their future profession. Okay, so they are providing their career activities, personal development, and fostering personal growth, self-awareness, and resilience, helping students navigating the challenges effectively. So mentoring is kind of more into academic support and career guidance. There is also a personal development, but if we are considering counseling activities, mental health related things and personal development related things comes more under those activities that that comes under counseling activities. Next slide. Okay. So there is some types of mentoring basically. Peer mentoring, as its name suggests, we are talking about a peer who can provide that kind of mentoring to the students. So we are pairing students with the peers who provide support, share experience, and even offer guidance for the academic and personal matters. Sometimes it happens that I can give you example for the same. Sometimes it happens that students are not comfortable with their mentor to talk about. So if the person there is sort of friends, or you can say the person having slightly more age than the mentor, so they can provide you the better support than the your existing or experienced mentor. So peer mentoring is meant for those kind of students. So faculty student mentoring, that is the most, you can say, popular mentoring, and UGC, as per UGC guideline, this is the most one used in faculty's student mentoring. He is of one faculty who is mentor and student who is mentee. So we are maintaining a relationship between faculty members and student, focusing on academic and career development. So as per UGC guideline, what we are doing, we are providing a mentor session for the same. In that mentor session, a performer is given to students as well as given to um, mentor also. They are just collecting all requirements and all complaints and all issues faced by their mentees. A discussion on the same is happened, even solutions are provided for the same. Next is alumni mentoring. Alumni mentoring, it connects students with successful alumni who offer insight, advice in networking opportunities related to their field of study. So in basically in universities we conduct alumni meet also. There they offer their experience and insights. If they are working somewhere, they can refer their juniors also for this type of alumni mentoring. Ma'am, next slide. Excuse me, ma'am. Can we move to next slide?
Ma'am, I have changed, ma'am. Is it not moving?
No, ma'am. It's not. Yeah. So we would like to talk about what are the benefits of mentoring. Why do we provide this mentoring activity? So first of all, the biggest benefit in mentoring activity, that is improved academic performance. We can say that if we are going to compare mentor students and unmentor students, the mentor students will get higher grades and higher even retention rates as compared to their non-mentor peers, because we can say that if they are getting academic mentoring or getting all type of notes and syllabus etc, it's some kind of roadmap they have received how to study. And even we can talk about mental health issue, if they are comfortable with their mentors, if they are mentors about their health, mental health issues, so it will be very easier for those mentor to achieve those things for which they are here to study, or even for other things also. So that is the biggest advantage we can say of mentoring, and increase retention rate. So mentorship fosters a sense of belonging, reducing attrition rate and increasing students likelihood of completing their degrees. It happens many times that some of the students leave their degree in between, and some time it happens that they're losing their interest in the degrees whatever they are doing. So it may be because of passion, but sometime it happens that they earlier they have decided that they want to continue with the degree, but in later stage they are not feeling that likelihood of completing their degree. So mentoring provides that likelihood or feeling of completeness, that students are feeling of belongingness to their degree. So we are just increasing retention rates. And next is career advancement. Mentor students are better equipped for post graduation success with improved job placement rates and enhanced employability skills. So that was a moreover a part of counseling thing, but even in mentoring, we are also providing the same career advancement. That means they are providing the better career opportunities. There are too many things in the market, so your mentor is providing the same thing. Even sometimes career advancement thing related, some students feel some kind of emotional connect with this career thing. So here your mentor works better as comparison to your counselor. Next slide. So what are the characteristics of effective mentors? First of all, the biggest characteristic, or we can say the mandatory characteristic, knowledge in the field. So possessing expertise and experience in the mentee's field of study or career path. Your mentor should be very knowledgeable. Suppose if he or she is going to give some career advice, he should be aware about the better career opportunities. What are the new fields, even in which field student can go and they can perform better. So knowledge is the key to success for effective mentoring. Next is good communicator, demonstrating strong communication skills to convey information, provide feedback, and listen effectively. I can give you example for the same good communicator. In my last university, in one of the class, there was all Nigerian students. Most of the African students were there. So they were most of the students were able to speak in English, but there were some few students who were more comfortable in French. So they it was their first year. So what we have done, we have just appointed one of our French faculty, French language faculty. She was their mentor because students were very much comfortable with that faculty to talk in French language. So it's sometimes it's like that we need to go out of the boundaries for the same thing. A good communicator can just create more effect with the students and can connect very personally with the students. Next is empathetic and supportive, showing understanding, empathy, and encouragement to help mentees overcome challenges and reach their goals. So, some people will not agree with this, but empathy and supportive thing, it more females are like can be a more much better mentor than the male one. I know there is some people who will not agree with this, but it's a study that even female proves to be more better, we can say, mentor than the female, male one. So because empathy is a thing that female mentor can show very effectively. And next slide. So establishing a mentorship program. So we do have how to establish a mentorship program. Program goals. First of all, would like to define what are the goals for that mentorship program. If you want to set up a mentorship program in your university, first of all, you would like to identify what are the goals for the same, or we can say objectives of the same. So define clear objectives and outcomes for the mentorship program, aligning them with the institution's mission and student need. So, as per UGC guidelines, there are some kind of mentorship programs are also there, but every university has to decide their own goals and students' need. So, according to that, they are creating their performa and some kind of form which students are also filling that, and your faculty is also dealing with those perform. So, it depends upon your students' need and institution's mission, define some goal what we are going to suppose with that mentorship program. So identify participants, select mentors and mentees based on the compatibility, shared interest, and complementary strength and areas for development. Basically it deals with that peer type of mentorship. Earlier we have discussed this type of mentorship program. Generally what we do, we are just putting a same mentor to a whole of the class, but in peer mentorship we are just creating some kind of group. For example, people students with that are sharing common interests, we are putting them in a single group and the related mentor is there. Okay, so depends upon their interests, or you can say their capability, we are identifying our participants on the same, we are creating cluster of the same, and putting some mentor for those type of groups. And training mentor, so that is also essential part for the same. If we are having some kind of we can say experienced mentor, we don't have any need of training something, but in case of some freshers are joining education field, so we need to train the mentor. So provide mentorship training to equip mentors with effective communication, active listening, and mentoring techniques. Ma'am, will you please move? So role of counselors in higher education, the important thing I would like to discuss about the counseling activities. So academic advising, that is the thing that was earlier we have discussed in mentoring activities, academic planning. Now here we are talking about academic advising. So assist students in course selection, degree planning, and navigating academic policies to ensure timely progress towards graduation. So in academic counsel sorry academic mentoring, what we were doing, we were just providing some kind of materials and we were providing some kind of coursework, etc. But here in counseling activity, that is the difference between the two. In counseling activity, in academic advising, we are navigating the process, we are telling about the academic policy, and we are ensuring that progress should be toward timely progress should be there towards graduation. Next is personal and emotional support. We are providing a safe and confidential space for students to discuss personal challenges, mental health concern, and well-being. There is a term, mental health concern. This is the biggest term nowadays. We are just concerned about this mental health concern. Even foreign countries are dealing this issue very effectively, but in India, till now we are not talking much about this mental health concern. Nowadays our youth is very much concerned about, very much you can say affected by this mental health concern. So in counseling activities we much more concentrate on this mental health concern. Career counseling offer guidance on career exploration, job search strategy, resume building, and interview preparation to enhance employability. All these activities were not part of this mentoring activities. Now, here in counseling activities, we are talking about this mental health concern. We are talking about navigation of academic policy. We are talking about this resume building exercises, interview preparation thing. That means we are forwarding them some career counseling related things. Next one. So, what are the importance of this counseling services? Mental health support, that is the biggest one. It offers counseling services to address mental health issues. Health issues can be stress management, anxiety, and depression, promoting overall well-being. So, this is the age where students are suffering more like stress issues, anxiety issues, and depression related things. So, mental health support provides basically a good communication, a talking term, good talking term. They are dealing with their issues. If your mentee is able to express his or her feelings and their mental health things, so it will be very good to deal with this mental health issues. Stress management, provide techniques and resources to help students effectively manage academic pressures and life stresses, basically. So there are some activities also, there are some kind of departments also which are dealing with this stress management thing. There are some kind of exercise for the same. There are some kinds of devices and tools are there in psychology department who are dealing this stress management issues. Crisis intervention, basically offer immediate support and resources for students who are facing emergencies, crisis, or difficult situation. And this type of crisis, it may be some kind of um, mental related, health related issue, and it can be some physical issues also. So crisis, there can be crisis of any time. I can give you example for the same. In last university, there was a case, even though ragging is banned, but there was a case of ragging. Some student was there, one of the student was there, and he was asking for some kind of help because some seniors were just doing some kind of ragging, and he was not feeling comfortable. He was in hostel area, so we need to intervene there and provide him feel safe that is in very good environment. And there are some policies also from UGC and government, but it should be banned. Ragging things are should be banned, but this kind of crisis we need to intervention. There may be some kind of role for mentor also. Next slide. So there are some challenges in mentoring and counseling. Communication barriers. Effective communication is essential in mentoring and counseling activities, but language barriers, misinterpretation, or difference in communication style can pose challenges. As we have discussed in earlier example, that there were some students from Africa and they were facing issue related to communication. Some students were comfortable in French language. So this type of barriers can come to any of the university. We were having that solution that we have just put. We have some a lot the mentor who was efficient in French language, but there may be possibility that university or college may not having that kind of solution. So this type of challenges we can just deal in this mentoring and counseling activity. Balancing academic and personal life. Students often face the challenge of juggling academic responsibilities with personal commitments, making it important for mentors and counselors to help them find a healthy balance. So it is always necessary to create a balance between academic and personal life. You may have observed that some students at student level at plus one and plus two level, but after coming to the college, they are not performing well. So this balance is very much necessary. So it's duty of any mentor and counselor to provide that balance. They can provide that roadmap which student can follow. So they need to keep an eye to the students. So diversity and inclusion, ensuring that mentoring and counseling programs are inclusive and culturally sensitive is crucial. Addressing the diverse needs and backgrounds of students require thoughtful consideration. So in any university, there is a mix of students. South Indian students are there, North Indian students are there, Eastern and Western students are, even some foreigner students are there. So we need to include that diversity. We should respect their culture and if they are going to celebrate something. So there can be something challenging which we are not offering, but sometimes it happens that students are not feeling good if we are going to celebrate some of the festival of their. So that will the solution of that problem. We need to include that diversity. So there are some time constraints also. Both mentors and counselors may have limited time to dedicate to individual student. So for this, UGC have just given us a chance to overcome this issue by providing a mentor session to each of the group of the students. So finding efficient ways to provide support within these constraints is very much important. We move to next slide. Okay. So there are some strategies for overcoming those challenges. Effective communication technique. So actively listen to understand the mentee's perspectives. First of all, your mentor should be a patient. So patiently you should be listening all of the perspectives of your mentee. Use clear and concise language to convey information and instruction. Foster an open and non-judgmental communication environment. Okay, so listening patiently is a very good, we can say, good characteristic of any mentor. If you are listening your mentee patiently, so you would be able to conclude the things, but you should be a very non-judgmental person. After listening to the every communication, don't put remarks, some kind of things, or don't say like that. They should be, you should be this. You should provide a solution, but with the empathy approach. Providing resources and referrals, offer access to resources such as tutoring services, mental health resources, and academic workshops. So these type of resources, you can, what you can do extra for the same, providing referrals and resources in the form of internships, and even you can just meet with alumni to provide them the better job opportunities. So establish partnerships with relevant campus departments or external organization for additional support. So for this multidisciplinary approach or your multidisciplinary research concept is there, some, if some event is happening in other department, please introduce your mentees to the other department also. They should also go in this event. So by this thing we can just provide a multidisciplinary approach to our students also. So cultivating inclusive environments, promote diversity and inclusion, training for mentors and counselors to ensure they are equipped to address the unique needs of all students. Earlier we have discussed about this thing where we need to train our basically mentors for the same approach. So create spaces where students feel comfortable discussing their backgrounds, experiences, and challenges. It may happen in that peer approach where they are dealing with their same age people and they are more comfortable discussing their experience and background things and challenges, etc. Next slide. Structured mentorship program. A structured mentorship program is a formalized system designed to facilitate meaningful relationship between experienced mentor and the less experienced mentees. So it follows a predefined framework with clear objectives and guidelines. So what are the key components for this same? First of all, I would like to discuss about there should be a clear goal, objective. How you will create a structured mentorship program by stating a clear objective, what you want from your mentorship program. So define specific goals and outcomes that the mentorship program aims to achieve. So these objectives may include academic support, career guidance, and personal development also. Second one is role assignment. What do you mean by role assignment? That what action you need to perform and who will perform this responsibility. So we need to clearly delineate the roles and responsibility of both mentors and mentees as well. So this include outlining expectation for communication, meeting frequency, and the nature of the support provided. So for this, we are maintaining a report kind of structure. After every meeting of mentor-mentee, report is prepared that what is the outcome of this same, and what are the expectation, what were the expected outcome for the communication and related things. Mentor selection criteria. Establish criteria for selecting mentors, considering factors such as experience may be the one of the factor, and expertise and compatibility with mentees and willingness to commit to the program. So depends upon every university on which criteria they want to choose their Mentors. So training and orientation, mentor training, it provides mentor with training sessions or workshops on effective mentoring technique. In that way, that may include active listening and providing constructive feedbacks and understanding the needs of mentees basically. So mentee orientation. There is also need of orientation of mentees also. It may also include um, orientation session of the first year. So that will also include this mentee orientation. So it offers an orientation session for mentees to familiarize them with the program's objective basically. What is your mentorship program offering and what are their expectation? What should be your expected outcome and what are the available resources for the same? So establishing clear communication channels. So regular check-ins are always required. How will you do that? Scheduling consistent and structured check-in meetings between mentors and mentees. So your mentor session should be defined in your timetable. So this may be monthly, bi-weekly, or as determined the program. Depends upon the university or whatever program you have designed, whatever the structured mentorship program you have designed, it will be based on the same. So feedback mechanism should be there. Implement feedback loops to allow mentees to provide input on their mentorship experiences. So this information helps fine tune the program for future iterations, basically. So regular check-ins and feedback. Schedule regular meetings or check-ins between mentors and mentees to maintain consistent communication. As we have discussed that as per UGC guideline, there should be proper mentor session. It should be mentioned in your timetable. So we should encourage mentees to provide feedback on the mentorship process, whether their problems are resolved or not. Okay, so there should be a, you can say, column in the performa that whether they are happy with the solution or not. So what are the importances of these regular check-ins? So regular check-ins are scheduled meeting between mentors and mentee to maintain consistent communication. And we provide monitoring process through the established goal, whether these are achieved or not. So these interactions are crucial for building trust, addressing challenges, and providing ongoing support to the mentees. If you are willing to create interest or you would like to address some of the challenges those your mentors are or mentees are already facing, so you need to go for these regular check-in meetings. What should be the frequency and what should be the format for the same? To determine the frequency of check-in based on the preferences and availability of both mentors and mentee. Sometimes it happens that most of the mentees are absent in your mentor session. So if we are fixing some kind of mentor session, it should be according as per the need of your mentees. So these meeting can be conducted in peer also. So, what are the goal settings and action plan for the same? Collaborate with mentees to set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound SMART goals. So, develop action plans outlining steps to achieve these goals and track progress over time. So, there is one point I would like to add here that your goal should be in the form that should be achievable. Okay, don't set those goals which are not feasible or not achievable. So goal should be decided as per their mentees. So what are the importance of goal setting? Goal setting initial process that helps mentees clarify their objective, stay motivated, and track progress towards academic and career aspiration. Now, students are ready, students are aware that what they need to achieve, what they are expecting that your mentorship program will provide you. So, what are the components of effective goals? It should be very specific. It should be measurable. I have earlier discussed that it should be like, uh, it should be kind of that it should be a feasible thing. So, achievable also, ensure the goal is realistic and attainable and relevant. Align the goal with the mentee's overall academic and career aspiration. It should also be a time bound because your students here for some specific time. So please, your goal should be, your deadline should be according to the timeline of achieving the goal. So, collaborating goal setting, mentor and mentee should work together to identify and set goals that reflect the mentee's interest, strength, and areas for the development. I can give you example for the same collaborative goal setting. Suppose in some of the university they are providing minor activity, minor degree, major with minor degree. Suppose if student is doing BTech in computer science and he is interested in journalism, they will get minor degree for attending those. Some students are there who are not able to decide their minor degree. So here a counselor and mentor provides a very good role. They play a very good role in deciding what is your interest. Basically, some students are like that. They have taken some courses after the recommendation of their parents or friends, but they are not happy with the course. So this is a solution for these people, that you are providing some minor degree, but you need to find their interest. You need to convince your mentees for the same. Next slide, ma'am. So these are the best practices in counseling: confidentiality and trust, culturally sensitive approaches, incorporating technology for accessibility. So we'd like to discuss these all activities in next slides. So confidentiality and trust. Confidentiality is a cornerstone of the mentor-mentee relationship. If your mentee is discussing with you something that should be a private, so it's your responsibility to keep it confidential. That is the, you can say, biggest characteristic of your mentor program. So confidentiality is always necessary in any kind of mentorship program. So building trust through confidentiality. When mentees feel assured that their discussions and concerns will be held in strict confidence, it fosters trust. This trust is essential for open and honest communication. I can uh, share with you one of my experience. Then when I was a mentor in my last university, so some students are coming, most of the students are coming with their personal problems. Okay, very few students were there who were just dealing with this academic issue, but most of the students were coming with their personal issues. So if they are, if I am creating trust, if I'm building that trust, they will be feel very easy to talk with me. So building trust is, you can say, characteristic of your mentor program also. Building trust through confidentiality, reinforcing trust, consistently upholding confidentiality demonstrate the mentor's commitment to the mentee's well-being and creates a safe space for open dialogue. So this trust is the foundation for a productive and supportive mentorship. Next one. So culturally sensitive approach, that is the second approach, understanding cultural sensitivity. Cultural sensitivity refers to the awareness, respect, and consideration of diverse cultural background, beliefs, and practices. It acknowledges the importance of recognizing and valuing individual differences. For the same, I can give you one example here. There were some Muslim student, those who would like to pay some ritual on Friday. So they were like, ma'am, we want to go for that ritual. So what we have done, basically, we have just given them some slow slot. We have not conducted lecture in that same slot. We have just given them a particular slot. You can pay your ritual here. So we would not take class in that event. So we are just we are feeling that cultural sensitivity towards the religion and other things. So why cultural sensitivity matters in a diverse higher education environment? Acknowledging and respecting differences is essential for creating an inclusive and supportive mentorship experience. So, what are some key principles for cultural sensitivity approaches? Open mindedness. Approach each mentee with an open mind without making assumptions based on cultural stereotype. That is the essential thing, that your mentor should be very open mindedness. You should be respectful for every type of culture, every type of religion, every type of person. So active listening is a key factor, or you can say patiently listening for the same. So actively listening to the mentees' experiences, perspective, and challenges related to their cultural background. Respect for diversity. We have earlier discussed this thing also. Respect for diversity. Value and appreciate the unique strength that diverse backgrounds bring to your mentorship relationship. Next, ma'am. So, adapting mentorship to cultural context, recognize that different cultural backgrounds may influence the mentee's communication style also. You may have noticed that there may be a communication issue with the students who are coming from different backgrounds. Even in India also, we can say some students are coming, their communication style would be a little bit different. So, we need to respect all these things. So we are adapting those things also in referencing to cultural context also. Learning preferences and career aspiration should also can also be different. So tailor mentorship strategies accordingly. So avoiding cultural appropriation, be mindful of cultural appropriation, ensure that mentorship practices are inclusive and respectful rather than appropriating or exploiting cultural elements. Next slide, ma'am. So, what do you mean by incorporating technology for accessibility? Enhancing accessibility through technology, virtual meetings with accessibility features, accessible content creation, training and support for technology use. For this incorporating technology for accessibility, I would like to discuss there are some tools and other things, software also for the same. I would like to discuss the example of that online classes where COVID happened. So we were just conducting mentor session through online classes also. Next slide, ma'am. So, evaluating mentorship programs, surveys, and feedback mechanism, tracking academic progress and achievement, success stories, and testimonial through. So, how we are incorporating, ma'am, please back to last slide. Yeah, how we are incorporating our computer technology and AI things into all these mentorship program by providing solution chatbots are there who can communicate to any of the students for their activities, and we can provide some software for tracking academic process and achievements, and even surveys and feedback mechanism are always there for those. For these mechanism for surveys and feedback, we are providing some kind of software and tools for these kind of collection of requirements. Success stories and testimonial that can be posted through social media, any of your um, social media page of any university. So these are some of the methods through which we are incorporating technology to our mentorship programs. Next. So survey and feedback mechanism gather insights. Surveys and feedback mechanism provide valuable insights into the mentee's satisfaction, area for improvement, and overall experience within the mentorship program. And what do you mean by continuous improvement? How can we get this continuous improvement? So regular feedback allows for adjustment to be made, ensuring that the mentorship program remains effective and relevant and aligned with the needs and expectation of the participants. Next. So how we can track academic progress and achievements? I have already discussed about the example of the same. How can we measure the progress? Tracking academic progress provides a tangible way to monitor the mentee's growth, identify areas of success and potential challenges that may require additional support. Even it can be done through tools also. And goal alignment is a necessary thing. It ensures that academic achievements align with the mentee's established goal and objectives, provide a clear indication of progress toward their academic aspirations. So, success stories and testimonial inspire motivation. Sharing success stories and testimonial serves as motivation for other mentees also. Even it can done through your social media account, your LinkedIn account, and there are too many accounts on the social media in university Facebook page. All these things we can share through the success stories and testimonials. Even we can validate program effectiveness. Success stories and testimonials serve as concrete evidence of mentorship program and impact and effectiveness, highlighting its value to potential participants and stakeholders. It will act as your proof for effectiveness, or you can say it is validating your program. So evaluating counseling services, utilization rates, student feedback service, outcome-based assessments. In next of the slides, would like to discuss about all these counseling services. So utilization rates, Resource allocation, that means monitoring utilization rate, helps in allocating resources efficiently, ensuring that mentorship services and support are distributed where they are needed most. Resource allocation means we are providing some kind of resources like for if student want to do some research, we are providing research resources for the same. If student is wants to like go for some kind of internship, we can provide resource for the same. And identifying trends, analyzing utilization rates over time can reveal trends and patterns, allowing for adjustment to be made to meet changing demands and preferences. So our market or industry is ever changing thing. Now new technologies are coming, and according to need, according to demand, supply should be there. So we can identify what are the trends of the market, and we can guide our mentees for those trends, and we can prepare them even for the same. So, student feedback service, insight into experience. Student feedback service provide direct insight into the mentee's experience, or we can say this is the method from which we can find out whether we are going on the right way or not. We have just created a structured mentorship program. We have designed the same, but are we sure that whether it is going right or not? So this is the, you can say, best method to find out whether we are working it right or not. That is student feedback service. So program enhancement, feedback gathered from surveys can be used to implement specific changes and enhancement to the mentorship program, ensuring it remains effective and aligned with the need of the student. Next slide. So, what are outcome based assessment? Measure impact. Outcome based assessment evaluate the tangible impact of the mentorship program on students' academic performance, personal development, and overall success. We are just going to measure the impact of this thing. Um, we can say that it is not measurable at all, but by uh, finding the effectiveness of the things, or we can say by measuring the success of the things, we can measure the impact of this program. So evidence of effectiveness, by focusing on measurable outcomes, assessment provide concrete evidence of the mentorship program effectiveness. As we have discussed also, that effect evidence of effectiveness, if we are posting some kind of post, and alumni are there giving their references, and students are getting their jobs, and if you are availing your objective, so these all are the evidence of effectiveness. We can see here that evidence of effectiveness are there on your social media. Next slide. So what are future trends in mentoring and counseling? Virtual mentorship and counseling, even we have already done in COVID period that virtual mentorship and counseling through online meetings. So AI driven support system. The best example for the same is chatbot. Chatbots are there. Even generative AI things are there. Chat GPT and other tools are also there for that AI driven support system, integrating well being and mental health activities. So they may also include some kind of mental health activities. There are some tools, or we can say psychometric tests are also there to find out these kind of mental health issues and other things also, where students are not comfortable to talk with their mentors, so these tools can predict something. In machine learning approach, what we are doing, we are just predicting their student mental health issues or other things also. Next thing. So recommendation for implementation, faculty training and development, collaboration with counseling centers, and integration into curriculum. These three are the things where we are discussing that it should be the recommendation for implementation of in your mentorship program, faculty training and development. If your mentor is not well trained, or you can say he or she has just joined recently, so training or workshop should be there in collaboration with counseling centers. Some universities are providing this kind of counseling center. There is other department for the same counseling department, and integration into curriculum, that should be a part of our curriculum. It should be a mandatory thing. Even we are just providing mentorship. Some universities even today nowadays they are providing this counseling services also, which is very essential for their mental health. Next slide, ma'am. There's a problem in this slide. Okay. So there's some case study I would like to discuss, the Big Brother, Big Sister. The Big Brother, Big Sister program is one of the oldest and most successful mentorship program in the United States. It pairs adult volunteers with children and adolescents facing adversity. The program aims to provide positive role models and mentors to help young people reach their full potential. So what were the key features? Structured mentorship model, as we have discussed. What is structured mentorship program? They are just defining what is the basic goal for the same. Long-term commitment. If your elder ones are enrolled with the younger ones, so that would be a long-term commitment, because young people and the little people are communicating up to a certain level of age, but that can be a long-term commitment. Regular check-ins, and support. There may be feasibility of regular check-ins because they are living together. So condition that your younger one or your mentors can regular check, and even they can provide support and get feedback also from their mentees. Next slide, ma'am. So, what is the impact and what is the success rate for the same? Improved academic performance, enhanced social and emotional well-being, long-lasting relationship. So that last one, the long-lasting relationship includes their mental health issues. As I have discussed, then many foreign countries are working more on this mental health issues. So that programs works very good in long lasting relationship or their emotional relationship whenever they are talking about their families. Next slide, ma'am. So next case study is the Teach for India Fellowship Program. The Teach for India Fellowship Program is a prominent educational initiative that aims to address educational equity in India. It recruits and trains young professionals and recent graduates to teach in under-resourced schools for 2 years. The program provides a structured mentorship and counseling framework to support these fellows in their mission to provide quality education in children in low income community. So India based basically fellowship program where um, it is sort of a mentorship program where just we can say young professionals are and recent graduates are reaching their low community people to provide them a quality education. So we can say that if we are creating a structured mentorship program, Mm, if we are creating a structure mentorship program, what we are receiving here, what will be the objective? To provide a quality education for low income communities. What are the key features? A comprehensive training and support, experienced mentors that would be a city team, and community and peer support. So here we are not expecting any mental support, but in that kind of fellowship, we are looking for that academic support or um, quality education. That was the overall objective of the same thing. So every mentorship program is designed as per their objective. Next slide, ma'am. So what are the impact and success rate for the same? Academic gains for student, long lasting impact, empowerment of marginalized communities. That are the can say outcomes or objective, and what were the impact. Thank you very much. Any query?